More than 1 billion people around the world live with high blood pressure. But here is the part almost nobody tells you. The dangerous mistake may not be the pill itself, and it may not even be morning versus night. The real danger may be taking your blood pressure medicine at a time that makes you miss doses, wake up dizzy, rush to the bathroom in the dark, or quietly start changing your schedule on your own because you heard one tip online. If you are over 60, that is not a small mistake. That is the kind of mistake that can throw off your numbers, your sleep, your balance, and your confidence without you even realizing it. And here is the twist. A lot of people still believe there is one magic hour on the clock that works for everyone. There is not. Large research, including the Time study published in The Lancet with more than 21,000 adults, found that taking usual blood pressure medicine at night did not beat taking it in the morning for heart attack, stroke, or death from blood vessel disease. Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic doctors say the same basic thing for most once-daily blood pressure pills. The best time is usually the time you can take it consistently, with the fewest side effects, and exactly the way your own doctor told you to take it. So the title of this video is a little uncomfortable on purpose. Because yes, there can be a wrong time, but the wrong time is usually not some universal danger hour. It is the wrong time for your medicine, your body, your routine, and your risks. If this channel helps you make safer health decisions without fear and without confusion, subscribe now. That simple click helps this message reach more people who truly need it. And while you are here, tell me your age and where you are watching from. I always love seeing how many of you are learning together from all over the world. Let's start with number 1. The first dangerous timing mistake is switching your pill to bedtime just because you heard bedtime is better. That sounds smart, doesn't it? You hear that blood pressure rises in the early morning. You hear that night dosing is more advanced. So you decide to move your pill from breakfast to bedtime without asking anyone. But the surprising fact is this. In that large Time study, the difference between evening and morning dosing for major heart and stroke outcomes was basically a tie. About 3.4% in the evening group had the main bad outcome, compared with 3.7% in the morning group. That is not the dramatic bedtime advantage many people expected. Why? Because many modern blood pressure medicines do not behave like a light switch. They act more like a long, slow thermostat. You do not crank the heat on for 1 hour and then lose all benefit the rest of the day. The medicine stays in your system and keeps working over time. So the body often cares more about steady coverage than about a magic clock time. The common mistake is thinking, if night sounds more powerful, I should just move everything to night. But that is like moving the furniture in your house, because someone on the internet said it improved their back pain. Maybe it helped them. Maybe it will make you trip over the coffee table. The fix is simple. Do not move your blood pressure medicine from morning to night, or night to morning, just because of a headline, a friend, or a video. Move it only if your clinician tells you to, or if you and your clinician decide together that another time would fit your routine better or reduce side effects. I knew a man named Robert, 68, who did exactly this. He read that bedtime was best, switched on his own, and then started missing doses because some nights he fell asleep in the recliner before taking his pills. He was trying to optimize. Instead, he became inconsistent. And inconsistent blood pressure treatment is like watering a garden only when you remember. You do not get steady growth, you get stress. Here is a debate for the comments. Do you think doctors explain timing clearly enough? Or do most patients get told only the dose and nothing more? I have a feeling half of you will say, not even close, and the other half will say, my doctor explained it well. Tell me which side you are on. Number 2. The second dangerous timing mistake is taking a water pill at bedtime. A water pill is called a diuretic. That simply means a medicine that helps your body get rid of extra salt and fluid through urine. Common examples include hydrochlorothiazide or furosemide. These medicines can be very effective for blood pressure, but if you take one too late, you may spend the night marching to the bathroom. That might sound like just an annoyance. It is not. For older adults, repeated nighttime bathroom trips can mean poor sleep, grogginess, low confidence, and in some cases a dangerous fall. Think of a diuretic, like opening a drain valve on a water tank. If you open that valve right before bed, do not be surprised when the water starts moving at exactly the wrong time. The common mistake is assuming all blood pressure pills are the same, so if bedtime works for one, bedtime works for all. It does not. A diuretic has a job that is very different from other pills. It helps you unload fluid. Your bladder notices that. The fix is to know whether one of your blood pressure medicines is a diuretic, and ask your doctor or pharmacist exactly when they want you to take it. Mayo Clinic advises that diuretics are normally taken in the morning, or if taken twice a day, far enough from bedtime to avoid keeping you up. That is not a small detail. That is a safety detail. Picture this. It is 2:10 in the morning. Your bedroom is dark. Your knees are stiff. You stand up too quickly. You are half asleep, a little unsteady, maybe wearing socks on a slick floor. That is how a simple timing issue becomes a broken wrist or a trip to the emergency room. A woman I will call June, age 74, told me she thought aging had suddenly made her sleep terrible. But the real problem was that she had started taking her water pill after dinner because mornings felt rushed. Once her clinician moved that pill back to earlier in the day, she stopped getting up so often at night. Her blood pressure stayed controlled, and her sleep improved. Not a miracle. Just the right medicine at a better time. Number 3. The third dangerous timing mistake is choosing a time that looks ideal on paper but fails in real life. This one is huge, and it is more common than people admit. Some people choose 6 o'clock in the morning because it sounds disciplined. Others choose 10 o'clock at night because it sounds medically sophisticated. But if 6 o'clock in the morning is when you are still asleep half the week, or 10 o'clock at night is when you are already nodding off in front of the television, that is not a good plan. That is a plan to miss doses. And for many people, missing doses is more dangerous than choosing morning instead of evening. Heart specialists keep coming back to this point. The act of taking the medicine regularly matters more than chasing a perfect clock time. Why is that? Because blood pressure control works like keeping a boat tied to the dock. Each dose is another secure knot. Miss one knot, maybe the boat drifts a little. Miss several, and now the boat is bouncing away from where it should be. Your blood pressure can do the same thing. It may rise without symptoms, and you may feel perfectly fine while damage slowly continues to your blood vessels, heart, kidneys, and brain. The common mistake is building your pill schedule around your wish life instead of your real life. The fix is to anchor the medicine to something you already do every single day. Brushing your teeth, feeding the dog, morning coffee, evening skin cream, a television program you never miss. Make the pill ride on the back of a habit that is already strong, and do not be embarrassed if you need help remembering. A pill organizer is not a sign of decline. It is a tool. A phone reminder is not weakness. It is backup. Eyeglasses help your eyes. A reminder system helps your routine. I once spoke with a retired school bus driver, Sam, 71, who kept setting his pill next to the sink because he thought he should take it first thing, but he would get distracted, walk away, and later forget whether he had taken it or not. His daughter helped him switch to taking it with breakfast, using a pill box with the days marked clearly. His readings became steadier because the habit became steadier. Some of you will completely disagree with the next sentence, and that is okay. The best blood pressure schedule is not always the one that sounds smartest. It is the one you can repeat safely for years. Number 4. The fourth dangerous timing mistake is bunching doses too close together when your prescription was meant to spread them out. Not every blood pressure medicine is once a day. Some are prescribed twice a day. That spacing matters. If your label says twice daily, that often means the doctor wants coverage across the day and night, not both doses taken almost back to back because your morning got busy. Think of it like painting a fence. If you dump all the paint in one spot, you do not get even coverage. You get one heavy patch and a lot of missed wood. Taking doses too close together can raise the risk of side effects when the medicine stacks up, and then leave a longer gap later when coverage fades. The common mistake sounds innocent. I forgot the morning pill, so I took it at lunch and again after dinner. Or, I was traveling, so I just took both when I remembered. But blood pressure medicine is not something you should freestyle. The fix is to read the label carefully, use a written schedule, and ask your pharmacist or prescriber what to do if a dose is delayed. Every medicine is different, so I do not want you guessing. What I want is clarity before the problem happens, not panic after. This matters especially if your medicine makes you feel lightheaded. Lightheaded means you feel faint, wobbly, or off balance. If two doses land too close together, some people may feel more of that effect. And when you are over 60, lightheaded is not just a feeling, it can become a fall. Here is a simple real-life scene. You leave the house early for an appointment. The pill stays on the counter. You get home and notice it at noon. Then bedtime comes. And now you are unsure what to do. That is exactly why I want you to ask your pharmacist now, not later, what the safe missed dose plan is for your specific medicine. About halfway through this journey, let me tell you about Elaine, 76. Elaine lived alone. She was sharp, independent, and deeply afraid of having a stroke because her sister had one in her early 70s. Elaine took one blood pressure pill in the morning and a water pill later in the day. Then she watched a video online claiming nighttime dosing was the secret. She moved both pills to the evening. Within 2 weeks, she was getting up several times each night, feeling groggy in the morning, and one day she grabbed the wall because the room tilted when she stood up. That tilt may have been orthostatic hypotension. That is a medical term for a drop in blood pressure when you stand up. In plain English, your pressure falls, your brain gets a little less blood for a moment, and you feel dizzy. Elaine did something smart. She did not keep experimenting on herself. She called her clinic. They reviewed her medicines, moved the water pill earlier, kept the other pill at a consistent time she could remember, and had her track a few blood pressure readings at home. Her numbers did not become perfect overnight, but her nights became calmer, her dizziness improved, and she stopped fearing that each trip to the bathroom might end with a fall. That is what honest progress looks like. Better function, better safety, better consistency. Number 5. The fifth dangerous timing mistake is double dosing to catch up. This one can be scary because it often comes from good intentions. You forget a pill. You feel guilty. You worry that one missed dose will harm you, so you take an extra one later. Or you take your missed nighttime dose and then your regular morning dose a few hours later, without checking first. Please be careful here. Doubling up without guidance can sometimes push blood pressure too low, especially in people who are already sensitive, dehydrated, smaller in body size, or taking more than one blood pressure medicine. And low blood pressure is not always harmless. Too low can mean weakness, dizziness, blurry vision, or fainting. Think of your blood pressure system like a garden hose. The medicine gently tightens control, so the pressure is not blasting through the hose all day. But if you suddenly clamp down harder than intended, the flow can dip too far for your body in that moment. The common mistake is emotional medicine taking. I messed up, so I have to fix it right now. The fix is much calmer. Know your missed dose instructions ahead of time. Many pill bottles include guidance, and pharmacists are excellent for this. If you do not know what to do for a missed dose, ask before the missed dose happens. And if you ever feel faint, confused, weak, or unusually unsteady after taking blood pressure medicine, especially after extra doses, that is not the time to act brave. Sit down, get help if needed, and contact your clinician or urgent care guidance line depending on how severe it is. Tell me in the comments if you have ever looked at a pill box and honestly thought, wait, did I already take this? You are not alone. That moment happens to more people than you think. Number 6. The sixth dangerous timing mistake is ignoring the first few hours after you take the medicine. Now, I am not saying everyone should feel side effects. Many people feel nothing at all, and that is great. But some people notice a pattern. Maybe you feel a little weak after the dose. Maybe you feel off balance when you stand up. Maybe you notice your usual evening walk feels harder if you take the pill right before it. Maybe your late-night bathroom trip feels riskier if your dose and your water pill land too close to bedtime. That pattern matters. Your body is always giving you clues. Not panic clues. Information clues. Blood pressure medicine can be wonderful for protecting your heart, brain, kidneys, and eyes over time. But timing still has to fit how your body responds. Imagine the medicine as a helpful worker entering your house to lower pressure. If that worker arrives during your quietest, safest part of the day, no problem. But if that worker arrives at the same moment you are climbing stairs, hurrying out the door, or walking in the dark to the bathroom, the same medicine may feel very different. The common mistake is brushing off the pattern and saying, that must just be age. No, sometimes it is age. Sometimes it is timing. Sometimes it is dehydration. Sometimes it is a dose that needs adjustment. But you do not know unless you pay attention. The fix is to notice when symptoms happen and write them down. Not just, I felt dizzy. Write, I felt dizzy about an hour after my evening pill when I stood up from the couch. That is useful. That helps your doctor see timing, not just symptoms floating in the air. If you have had a near fall, say that clearly. If you are sleeping badly because of nighttime urination, say that clearly. If you take your pill and then feel washed out every morning, say that clearly. Vague problems get vague solutions. Clear patterns get better solutions. Number 7. The seventh dangerous timing mistake is assuming lower blood pressure at night is always better. This is where nuance matters. In healthy patterns, blood pressure often drops during sleep. That natural nighttime drop is called dipping. Some people do not dip enough. Some dip too much. Some people even have the opposite pattern. And in certain conditions, lower at night is not automatically safer. For example, Cleveland Clinic doctors have pointed out that in some people with glaucoma, that is an eye disease that can damage the optic nerve and threaten vision, very low nighttime blood pressure may be a concern. Not for everyone, not as a rule, but enough to matter in some people. The same goes for people prone to fainting, marked dizziness, or unusual nighttime symptoms. Think of blood pressure at night, like turning down water flow in a house. You want it lower than daytime, yes. But you still need enough flow for the system to work. Too much pressure is harmful. Too little pressure in the wrong person may also create problems. The common mistake is chasing the lowest possible reading, as if lower always means healthier. It does not. Blood pressure is not a weight loss contest. There is a range your doctor is aiming for, and that range depends on your age, other conditions, medicines, and symptoms. The fix is individualization. If you have glaucoma, frequent dizziness, fainting spells, or big swings in blood pressure, ask your doctor whether your timing should be reviewed. In some cases, they may recommend home readings at different times. In some cases, they may use ambulatory blood pressure monitoring, which is a portable cuff worn for 24 hours so they can see your pattern during the day and while you sleep. That is how real medicine works. Not by guessing, by matching the plan to the person. Here is another debate for the comments. Do you think most people focus too much on getting the lowest number possible instead of the safest and steadiest control? I would love to hear your view. Number 8. The eighth dangerous timing mistake is skipping or taking extra medicine based on one blood pressure reading at the wrong time of day. This is incredibly common. You check your pressure in the morning. It is a little higher. You get nervous and take an extra pill. Or you check it in the afternoon. It looks lower, and you decide to skip your usual dose. Please be careful with that habit. Blood pressure moves. It rises and falls with stress, pain, movement, sleep, meals, salt, dehydration, and even how full your bladder is. One reading is a snapshot, not the whole movie. Managing blood pressure based on random single readings without guidance is like changing your car's speed every second because of one glance at the dashboard. The common mistake is treating the monitor like a referee making hourly decisions. The fix is to use readings the way your doctor intended. Usually that means checking under similar conditions, keeping a log, and looking for patterns over time, not reacting dramatically to one number unless it is extremely high, extremely low, or tied to serious symptoms. This point matters because timing affects readings too. Morning readings may run higher for some people. That does not automatically mean your evening pill is wrong, or that you should self-correct. It means the pattern may need to be discussed. A man named Walter, 73, used to skip his evening dose whenever his afternoon reading looked good enough. Then he would worry the next morning when it was higher. So he kept bouncing between skipping and restarting, like a person tapping the brakes and the gas at the same time. Once he began following one consistent schedule and logging his readings properly, the confusion settled down. His blood pressure did not become perfect overnight, but it became understandable. And understandable is powerful. Now let's pull all of this together, because this is where many people feel relieved. The wrong time to take your blood pressure medicine is not always morning. It is not always night. It is not whatever a stranger online declared to be best. The wrong time is the time that causes problems for you. The time that makes you miss doses. The time that turns a water pill into a sleep destroyer. The time that bunches doses too close together. The time that tempts you to double up. The time that lines up with dizziness, bathroom trips, or near falls. The time that ignores your other conditions. The time that makes you play doctor with single blood pressure readings instead of following a safe plan. So let me give you the rapid recap. If you switched to bedtime because you heard it was better for everyone, pause. Big studies do not show a universal heart benefit to bedtime dosing for usual blood pressure pills. If one of your medicines is a water pill, bedtime may be the worst time because it can keep you up and increase nighttime bathroom trips. If you keep forgetting your dose, the perfect time on paper is not perfect for you. A reliable habit beats a fancy schedule. If your medicine is meant to be taken twice a day, spacing matters. Do not bunch doses together without guidance. If you miss a dose, do not panic and double up unless you have been specifically told that is safe for your exact medicine. If you notice dizziness, weakness, or near falls after a dose, timing may need to be adjusted. Do not just blame aging. If you have glaucoma, fainting, or unusual nighttime symptoms, lower at night is not automatically better. Your plan may need to be personalized. And if you are changing doses based on random home readings, stop guessing, log patterns, and talk to your doctor. Before we finish, here is the part that builds real trust. Talk to your doctor before making major changes, especially if you take multiple medications or have a diagnosed condition like heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, glaucoma, or a history of falls. Natural does not always mean risk-free, and changing the timing of prescription medicine is still a medical change. This video is for educational purposes only, but I hope this gave you something far more useful than fear. I hope it gave you a calmer question to ask. Not, what is the magic best time, but what is the safest, most consistent time for my medicine, my body, and my daily life? If that helped you, subscribe and join this mission. Every new subscriber helps this channel reach more older adults who need clear, honest health guidance without the scare tactics. And if you know someone who takes blood pressure medicine and keeps getting up all night, feeling dizzy, or wondering whether morning or bedtime is better, share this with them. And stay with me, because in the next video, I want to show you the blood pressure readings that many older adults panic about unnecessarily, and the few that should never